Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time, back with his good friend and agent in Fresno, Mr. Michael Hernandez. How you doing, sir?
I'm great, man. I'm great.
Hey, man. One of the things I love about working with you is not only you're a member of the Hub, which is my office on Van Ness near Fresno City College, is that you are actually an investor. I
Correct.
saw on Facebook you just got deal number 7. I
Yep.
went ahead and mailed you one of these, so I expect a selfie when you get that. But yeah, let's talk about what's going on in your portfolio and your business.
I've just been staying, one rental at a time, man. One man band. So I haven't, for whatever reason, been blessed to just explode yet. I say yet because I know eventually it's going to happen.
Oh, it'll happen. Yeah.
But yeah, I've been invested for myself for the last 6 years. I'm just closed property number 7 about a week or so ago.
So let's talk about number 7. What was it? A house? A condo?
Number 7 was a triplex.
Woo,
so
baby.
essentially one property, originally a duplex. They seems like they converted a back unit.
Okay.
It's a legit unit. I actually walked it. And so 3 units. Once I think I get that thing situated, we should be at about anywhere from $750 to $800 a door.
Okay.
And so I was able to pick that up at a great price. I got that
off market or
off market deal. But it was at 168 we closed. So
nice. So 168, that's awesome.
Yep.
It sounds like there's some what I call make ready, obviously. What are you estimating kind of budget for make ready?
I would probably estimate it right around 30 grand.
All right, so you're all in, let's call it 200
roughly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, did you get a loan? Do you have to go hard money? What happened?
Private money.
Oh, private money.
Private money.
Big dog. Nice.
So kind of private money, hard money.
Mhm.
And I did one. The biggest thing that pulled me into the deal really was I did one and I just bird out of it.
Oh, nice.
Was another similar setup, triplex, two units, and then somebody converted a back unit.
Yeah.
Or a previous garage.
Yeah.
Within a mile of the property, and I appraised out at 270 before I put a brand new roof on there.
So I'm so happy for you. So again,
yeah.
what your plan for this again is
it'll be the same thing,
BRRRR.
man. Yeah, it'll
That's
be the
awesome.
same thing. Burr out, hold it. I mean, this other one is really strong, so it's bringing me about 850 to about 900 a month.
Awesome.
And so this one should do the same thing, man.
So this is very exciting stuff. So so when did you close? Like a week ago, 10 days
A week ago, yeah.
Yeah.
Roughly about a week ago.
So what do you envision? A 90-day process to kind of get the building right?
Well, the first part's going to be dealing with the tenants.
Sure. Of course, yeah.
I mean,
is it fully occupied?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so one of them is absolutely not paying.
Yeah.
There's another one. The other 2, they're just like really, old leases.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I think if they just don't choose to get on board, then I'm just probably this will be the first time I just say, you know what, let's start from scratch. You make all 3.
Yeah.
And I think at the end of the day, it is more money up front, but it's the most cost-effective strategy, man.
Yeah. That's the real problem today. There are a lot of landlords, usually older mom and pop, that just have their places under rented.
Correct.
They bought them so cheap. They could have bought that place in the 80s. They probably paid like
so.
12 cents for it or something, right? So they're like, it doesn't matter if rents are half a market. But the problem is, given rent control now, is we do have to remove the tenants. So you have to give them their full deposit back. You may have to pay moving expenses, but at this point, it's the most economical thing to do. Is just okay.
I always just look at it like, hey, it's just a cost of doing business, man.
Yeah.
I add it to the bottom line, and it is what it is, man.
So I think what you're going to have is you're going to have a longer hold time on this one than the last
Roughly
one.
about 6 months.
Yeah,
I'm anticipating.
You got 90 days of tenant stuff.
Correct, at least, yeah.
Yeah, and then you've got, okay, great, it's vacant. Let's go fix it up, right?
Yeah, yeah. And now I can go in and kind of spruce things up. And then they should get rented out pretty quickly, man.
Oh, no,
the market demand is there, so
crazy.
Yeah. So I'm shooting for 3 at 800, man. That's 2,400 a month.
Yeah, and then you're going to burn out
right about. I'll get a loan about 200 or a little under 200, because I never over leverage as well.
Yeah, you'll get all your money back, or at least
get my money back, and I'm good to go, man.
Then you do it again.
Do it again.
Do it again. Do it again.
Yeah.
So I'm always curious. Off market, was this postcards, phone calls, another realtor, past
wholesale? This was a wholesale deal.
Oh, nice.
And actually,
you found it or someone else found it?
No, somebody else found it.
Okay.
They blasted the emails. Nobody bid on it. Reduced the price. And I had been waiting on some cash outs, some other Burs.
Sure.
And that was the only reason I didn't respond the first time. And then they lowered the price, and I was like, holy cow. I think what happened is just a lot of people don't realize what the potential is in that particular market. It's off of First and Clinton.
Oh, okay.
And
So
so I
703.
703.
Yeah,
And I
703.
have one that I just did on McKinley and Cedar.
Yeah.
So it's roughly about a mile or so away, but
Yeah,
same,
we've got 12 or 15 doors right around there. Yeah.
yeah, same vicinity where the, you know, like the Mayfair drives and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And
Norris Drive, baby. First
there it
house
is,
ever
man.
right there.
And I think people just overlook it, man, you know, and
Well, they got a little rough, right? The Mayfair area was where I started. It's where I fished for 3 years. There was a time where I wouldn't buy anything new, like 15 to 18. It got a little rough.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, because
I think it's kind of cleaned up a little bit,
oh
man.
no, it's certainly better today.
So yeah,
it's better today. But yeah,
yeah, man. But anytime you can pick up 3 doors, man, for I think it was like 57 a door.
Yeah,
in Fresno
today. Yeah,
yeah, it's a no-brainer, man.
Yeah, I think the average. I don't know what the average is, but I'm just gonna guess it's got to be close to 100K a door, maybe even
Roughly.
120. I mean, that's average. That's that's a nice part of town and whatnot. Yeah, it's
crazy because the other thing that like really pushed me was, as a realtor, I'm looking constantly, right? And so the number one thing that also pushed me that way was I've seen so many duplexes, legitimate duplexes, close and hit the market closer to 3 this last year than anything else. So it's like, dude,
that's a good point. Mayfair duplexes are Mayfair duplexes are like 249 at the bottom.
Yeah, man.
That's a great point.
It's ridiculous, but it is what it is, man. You know, people are buying at that price and
take it.
That's what they're trading for, man.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So when you look at your business for the rest, or actually let's just look at 2022. Do you think about your goals, like how many units you want to add or BRRRRs you want to complete?
Yeah, so where I'm at now, I transitioned over to real brokerage, following in Jason's path.
Oh, nice.
He's kind of doing, I think that he's doing there. I don't know if you heard about that.
I did, yeah.
And so with the intent and the sole focus to now really focus as much of my energy and time to do my own investing, man.
Nice.
And so for me, I think my biggest, strategy here is essentially buying my way out of the rat race, man, at this point. But again, following, what you've preached from day one, man, is, eventually you got there, doing it one at a time.
It's okay.
And so I just don't, my thing is 10 years, man. Let's go balls to the walls for 10 years.
Yes.
At 50 years old, I know that the chips are going to be where they are, but I'm pretty confident that I would meet my goals, man.
That's awesome.
And really, when I project out 10 years, I don't see why I'm not able to own 100 doors, man, by the end of the 10 years.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think it's all possible. I mean, you'll have to do some 1031s and trade ups, but that's what you're doing. Right?
Yeah.
If you here's what I'll tell you, Michael. If you can successfully execute BRRRRs, which means you're recycling, let's say 95% of your capital, because sometimes you got to leave a little in.
Right.
There's no reason you can't.
Yeah.
Right. Because
and that's actually been my whole success story, man. It just didn't even realize BRRRR was a term, but just BRRRRing.
Just did it over and over.
Over and over, like then just one at a time, man, one at a time, and just dealing with the headaches, dealing with contractors, for hiring people.
What was the longest BRRRR you had? Because everybody thinks they're going to do a BRRRR in 90 days, but it doesn't always go that way.
No, man. So actually, that's a great question. I have one right now that I had to send to a new draftsman, and shout out to Jason for putting me in touch with this guy. That I picked this one up in the middle or the end of 17. Mm-hmm. So that will be, once I'm done with that one this year, that'll be the longest property I've ever held. And I have, of my own money, I paid off the private lender. So I got about 95,000 of my own money just sitting on this property right now, man. And it's just been sitting there. Wow. But I've been fortunate and blessed and worked hard that I have put myself in the position to just leave 100 grand just sitting there for the last 2 years roughly, man. But
it's coming back.
That it's coming. And I'm going to project to make between 80 and 100 grand by the time I'm done. So it's like, it kind of worked out. The market, I guess I cheated the system a little bit, but when market, we just talked about this 45% in the last 24 months.
We did. Yeah.
It's not my fault, man. It just
happened.
On average, I would say because it's just me. They roughly average about 4 or 5 months, 6 months sometimes.
Yeah. I think 6 months is, I wish people would stop talking about 90-day BRRRRs. Let's do 6 months.
It's impossible. It's almost impossible for, one guy or when you're just getting started, or it's
Mhm.
just you and your spouse.
It's tough.
It's a lot of work, man.
It is. It is a lot of work. And it's always the refi that gets people, right?
It is. Yeah. This
Yeah.
year was crazy, man. So this year I had 3 refis. I sent them to my traditional, my lender. For whatever reason, they just were not able to do them in a timely manner. We ended up having to do a whole different strategy.
Yeah.
But I literally sent him his way, I think like February, March. We were never able to do them in a
Wow.
traditional format.
Yeah.
And so
A lot of
what
moving
it is, man.
pieces.
A
Yeah.
lot of moving pieces.
Very cool, Michael. Well, hopefully a lot of people want to reach out to you and get a part of your world. How do you want them to reach out?
They can call me or text me directly. My number is 559-994-3291.
Very cool, man. Thanks again. And I look forward to both of us closing a lot of deals next year.
There we go.
Thank you.